Hey guys, it's InfoRen here and welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, I will be showing you guys how to make a great thumbnail by using Photoshop. But before I get started with this tutorial, please make sure to subscribe to the channel because that would really help me out. Also, please give this video a like. If we get it 3 likes, that would be much appreciated. Anyway, let's get on with this tutorial. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is have Photoshop open right here. I will be using CS6, but any version will work. So the first thing that you want to do now is go to File, and press New. And now we're going to name this one Test Thumbnail. You can name it whatever you want. There we go. And for the width, type in 1920 right here. It's preset for me, but type in 1920. And height 1080 right there. And then resolution should be fine at 72. And then for the background contents, this doesn't really matter. You can just press white and then press OK. So as you can see, we are now having a white screen. So next thing you want to do is find a background image for the thumbnail. So let's minimize this and let's go to this. Let's go to Google or whatever. So we have our sunburst backgrounds, and a little bit of a tip here is to make sure to look for one with the correct aspect ratio. However, it doesn't really matter because we're going to change it either way. I really like this one, so we're going to change it. We're going to actually click on it right here. You probably already know how to save an image, so just right click, save picture as, and yada 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 yada. Okay, so once you have your picture saved, which is right here, sunburst background in Photoshop tutorial. So the next thing that you want to do is go back into Photoshop, press File, Place, and now we're going to go to our desktop or wherever you save the image. We're going to go and press on it right here. And now as you can see, it doesn't take up the entire screen, so what we're going to do there, make sure to hold your Shift key like this, and then align it. You can align it any way you want. I just like to align it to have more space like this. There we go. So that should be good. And then place. Now, you really want to hold shift because the picture will look really wonky and stuff like that if you do not hold shift. So it's very important if you hold shift. Alright, so now we got a good looking background image, but we can make it better by pressing Control A like this by aligning it the entire way. And then go to Layer, align layers to selection, vertical centers, layer, align layers to selection, horizontal centers. And as you can see, that centers the entire thing. And in order to deselect, just press Control D and you should be good. Okay, so now that you have that, I want you to rasterize this layer right here so that we have a full layer. And now go over here to adjustments and press hue and saturation, and then press colorize so we can make different color thumbnails. So make sure the saturation is like, let's do in the middle for now. And right here you can pick between your you can pick between your color. You can have a blue thumbnail, purple thumbnail, like a salmon thumbnail, red thumbnail, green thumbnail. We're gonna do a green thumbnail in this case probably. So saturation, we're probably gonna have that skyrocketed right there. And definitely like this. And yeah, we're gonna make it like kind of dark. There we go. So you can adjust this to your liking. I have my hue on 118, saturation on 70, and lightness on -83, but of course you can fool around with these settings if you want to. Alright, now the next thing you want to do is just press the X, and now that we have this, let's just do this. Right click, merge visible, and now this is our solid background image. And now the next thing that you want to do to make this even better is go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, or however you pronounce that. And now you can blur it however you want, like you can blur it as much as you want, but I think that like around 10 is good. Probably let's do 10. Alright, 10 should be fine. So boom, now we have a pretty good looking background image if I do say so myself. So the next thing that you want to do is go and get a PNG image because it just makes the thumbnail look nicer. So let's go back here. And I'm going to make it for YouTube, so YouTube logo PNG. Make sure to type in PNG because you'd have to use the JPEG, which was white around it, which is like a white background around it. You do not want that. So look for it how to say PNG. So this one says PNG right here. So now that we have this, let's just do the same thing. Right click, save as, and let's just save the picture and stuff. Okay, so once you have your PNG image, which is my YouTube button right here, go back into Photoshop and go to File, Place, and it should be on my desktop. There we go, YouTube, and boom. So now hold shift and rotate. Well, I'm gonna rotate it. I think that should be a good spot for it, and we're gonna have this thing in the upper corner, so maybe like somewhere along these lines, probably. Let's see, maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, we want this to be pretty big, so we want this to like take up some space. So I think that this should be good. Well, we can always free transform it later. So now that you have that properly added, you can rasterize the layer, and there we go. That's good. So now the next thing that we can do right now is go to blending options, and I like to do a big drop shadow with these images. So go to drop shadow, and let me put it right here so you can like see it. So opacity 100, distance 0, spread make it like somewhere around 50. And then the size, like you can make it like that. Actually, like 40 something like that. And as you can see, yeah, don't do that. As you can see, it like gets a drop shadow thing. I think that looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna go to a little bit lower size. I'm just gonna like fool around with this, and I think that's pretty good. So just press OK, and as you can see, we got a nice looking background image right there. So the next thing you want to do is rasterize layer style and actually, I'm not going to merge down yet because I don't know if I like this or not. I'll see. But anyway, the next thing that you want to add is text. Now, a really useful website to get some pretty good looking fonts is dafont.com. I'll have the link in the description down below. However, they make very nice fonts. Like, look at this. Like, they have thousands upon thousands of fonts to choose from, and they're all free to use for profit purposes. So yeah, I'm going to pick a font that I like, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, so I really like this one, Call of Ops Duty, and yeah, so we're going to use this one in our thumbnail. So the next thing you want to do is press on this download button right here, and as you can see, what do you want to do with Call of Duty? Just press open, and running security scan, and it should just open up, and like in the meantime, it's just opening up, so I'll be back when it opens up. Okay, so once you save it, I have a lot of these, so once you save it, it should be on a WINRAR file. You're also going to need WINRAR for this. I'll have a link in the description, but you want to open this right on up, press open, and as you can see, oh, my license expired, but that doesn't matter. So anyway, press on the open type font file, and as you can see, it should say a quick brown fox. It's just how it works. It's just how it like looks, and then press install. And now it's installing right now. So now this font is going to be on your computer, free to use. So let's minimize this, let's minimize that, and let's go back into Photoshop like this. And now press file. Actually, do not press file. Press the text button. And now press. I'm gonna do my text right quick. So yeah, I'll see you guys when I'm done with my text. Okay, so once you have the text done, make sure to go on the file that you want. So make good thumbnails. That's what I want my text to say. So go to edit, free transform, and now we're just going to transform this. This is not going to be like the actual thing right here. We're going to like transform it to like see what we're looking at here. So let's go to good, next, and do the same exact thing like this. And let's move that down a little bit. This is not going to be the full text. This is just a template here that we can use. Edit, free transform, and we're going to make this thumbnails right here. Make good thumbnails. Actually, let's do that a little bit more. Alright, there we go. So now the text says make good thumbnails. That's what we want to have right there. And now press the text icon and then highlight your text. And now go up to the fonts that you want. Go up to the fonts that you downloaded. So here is mine, Call of Ops Duty. This is the one that I downloaded on dafont.com. And as you can see, that looks pretty good. So yeah, make sure to get a font that you really like, and that's how you use custom fonts on Photoshop and other apps like that. I just wanted to give you like a tutorial on that. I can go even more in depth on it on a separate video, but that's for another day. So now we're going to make this entirely Call of Ops Duty font, or whatever font you chose. Honestly, just Call of Ops Duty. I don't know, I just think it looks pretty good. Makes it like, yeah, I don't know, it just makes it stand out a little bit. So mine's preset on Super Mario 256 for some reason. It should be, it shouldn't be. So yeah, let me just find Call of Ops Duty. There we go. And boom. So let me free transform this to my liking, as you do too, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. Okay, so once you're done with free transform, I think that looks pretty good. Next thing you want to do is go to your actually rasterize everything, so press rasterize type on every text layer right here. And there we go. So now we can do blending options right there. And now I like to use gradients on my text, so go to gradient overlay, and as you can see, it makes it black and white right there. And double tap on that to change it, and we're gonna make this actually white, however a way lighter shade of black. So double click this one or the one you want. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna like do that to our liking right there. I think that looks pretty good. So boom right there, and we're gonna add a stroke. So go to stroke, and I think maybe like this should be good to go. I think that's good. And yeah, so as you can see, that make stands out a lot more, like it really does. And that's what we want. That's what we want. So actually, go back to blending options. Instead of making this a stroke, let's make it a drop shadow. So let's go to drop shadow right here, opacity, distance, spread, and yeah, let's make this a drop shadow. Actually, that looks nicer. So yeah, now that stands out a lot more. So boom, make good thumbnails. So now you got to do the same things for that. And right here, right click on rasterize layer style to rasterize the layer style. And we're going to do the exact same thing for the good part. However, the thumbnails part is going to be different. So I'll see you guys when I'm done the good part. Okay, so once you're done all that, we have a make good, and then we have red thumbnails right here, and then we have the YouTube button right there. I think this is looking to be a pretty good thumbnail so far for anybody just starting YouTube. I think this is a pretty good thumbnail template. So now the thumbnails part is going to be different because my thumbnail style, I go to blending options and gradient overlay. However, instead of doing the black and white, I change this to the color of my background. So a lime green right there, and then do this to a, let me go here, to a darker green, like this. That's good, and we're actually gonna make this a probably darker shade of green right there, and boom, that's good. So now that we have that, it kind of stands out a lot more. And next thing we want to do is, of course, do the drop shadow again. So opacity 100, distance 0, spread around the 40s or 50s. I like to do 50 or 48, and then just do that. And then you should be good, and boom, that looks pretty good actually. Oh wait, that's actually a lot of drop shadow. Let me go back and do this to 47. That should be fine. There we go. All right, now rasterize layer style, and boom, this looks like a good thumbnail. So make good thumbnails, and then we have the YouTube button right here, matches the background nice. And yeah, this looks pretty good. So when you're done with it, I think that looks pretty good. Go to File, Save As, and test thumbnail. I'm gonna save this on my desktop again. And and the format, this is really important. Make sure to save it as a JPEG right here. So JPEG file right there, and then press Save. Quality 8 should be fine, and then press OK. And now let's minimize that. And as you can see, there is our test thumbnail right there. Okay, so here is the thumbnail. Okay, so this, in my opinion, is a great thumbnail style for anyone starting YouTube, people that are in YouTube but just want to make better thumbnails, or people that are new to Photoshop and want to learn how to use it better. Anyway guys, that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you did enjoy it. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for new tutorials every Monday and Friday. Anyway guys, goodbye.